could touch the sky. Starlights, I'll be running up and down. Trying to think about you all the time. I don't really need to apologize. I know, I feel like it. I'll be staying outside, yeah, so I don't think about life, yeah. Can you tell me a lie? 'Cause I can't take it, I can't take it. You got me feeling alright, yeah. Every day by your side, yeah. Can you tell me a lie? 'Cause I can't take it, I can't take it.
It's like a vision you couldn't see clear, yeah. And now our life's a conversation. You bet it's only one side of love.
I hear you saying, you say you like me better all the way, and I swear that I try, but I was so blind. They say your words hurt if you let them stay, so I count my dice. This is my good, and I'm saying,
I've been sitting, resting, and drifting. That was all that I had. But no more, said no more. I faced it. My scars won't have ghosts. No more. You will never love me like I do. I would try to forget you, but I never do. And when I close my eyes, I'll know that you're never by my side. You will never love me like I do. I would try to forget you, but I never do. And when my voice feels so light, maybe I'll be just alright.
I've been trying to.
I've been trying to reach you. Never feel that it's true. Every everything fits you.
Welcome, everybody. We have got Group F right here on Crossfire. I am joined by the lovely, the beautiful Crack. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Had a great day at work. Excited to be here casting some Counter-Strike. First time we've ever casted together, Zap. I'm looking forward to it. Should have a fun match here tonight between Oblivion and Neon Lights. Bands are just starting up, and I'm ready to get into this game. How about you?
I'm ready and raring to go, Mr. Frack. I mean, this is Group F, like I was saying previously. Neon Lights currently are number one in the group, followed by Oblivion. So this is kind of like a little bit of a, not necessarily a decider. I mean, Oblivion are a couple matches behind from Crossfire, but a big win over Neon Lights tonight would greatly help their chance here. The videos are going on currently, and it looks okay. And yeah, so just a little bit of a history about the team. Neon Lights went 12-2 this past season of ESA in the regular season, and went 2-2 in playoffs. Unfortunately, not making it as far as they would have liked to. And this core has also played in 3 lands, very quick, one after another. Of course, eliminated from playoffs, eliminated from Knoxville as well in the group stage, and a good place actually, second place at the Seattle land earlier this month. In your opinion, Frank, having this roster kind of translate and going into this position where you're going to play these lands and maybe you're not getting the distance, you're not getting as you'd like to in these lands, you think it might translate to working together better in the server when you're back into this online experience?
Yeah, speaking from my playing experience, playing lands is one of the best things you can do. And we're blessed to have some great TOs in our region, especially like now more and more we're getting more events here. Playing lands is great for like building chemistry, like being able to like see your teammates like sit next to you all in a line, being able to like actually hit some fist bumps, standing up, land screaming, all of that fun stuff. It's definitely, I think, can build a lot of chemistry within the team, and land experience against especially a lot of like higher tier teams. We've seen a lot of higher tier teams come in from EU, from South America, from Central America, coming into NA to play these tournaments, and getting more reps against better teams is only going to help you improve.
Absolutely, I think that was perfectly well said. And then, yeah, as well, we got Oblivion, on the other side of the server. Didn't really have the greatest season for them, although they were going through a lot of roster change at the moment. So I do believe their full roster at the moment is Cam, Bose, Matrix, Dudley, and Chop. And they're looking to kind of turn things around here, starting with Crossfire, of course, trying to take that top spot away from Neon Lights in this Group F of Crossfire. If you're Oblivion, you know, you've made all these roster changes. What's kind of like in your headspace, do you think, coming into this game?
Yeah, dealing with previous roster changes myself, especially during season, can have a vast dynamics change, and it can be for the better, it can be for the worse. Only time tells. So we'll have to see how this Oblivion team looks in server. Obviously, not the season they were hoping for in ESEA, but season where you can maybe rebuild on the next, right? Solidifying a new 5, getting time, and especially in a league like Crossfire, this is great for off-season reps. Their season's over; they didn't have to worry about like playoffs or anything. Does very unfortunate for them, but being able to go back to practice and then getting match official reps is very important. That's one of the biggest things about off-season that is so hard is things can work in scrims. Things can work in scrims, but if they don't translate to league or to official matches, it's really rough. So being able to test things out that you've tried in practice in a higher stakes scenario is going to help them grow a lot.
Yeah, I fully agree with you there. I think one of the things that's currently lacking is the fact that most players, you know, when they go into a scrim, you know, it's, oh, there's no pressure on you. So they're able to make these more ballsy plays, I guess is how I would put it. But then you translate it into these matches, you know, they're playing more like tense, not really wanting to take those risks anymore, and playing incredibly passive. And I think that's something that needs to really be worked on, not just on a, like our, like, you know, ESEA main, ESEA advanced level. I mean, like all the way through the entirety of NACS, and even probably just in general overall. And with that in mind, of course, Oblivion, they are unfortunately, they are the underdog coming into this. But I do think there is room for an upset. Again, like I was saying, Neon Lights, I mean, they've not really had the best record as of recently. They started off really good with this 12-2 in the ESCA regular season, and then getting eliminated from all those tournaments. And, well, we've actually got the bans as well coming in. Looks like Mirage and Dust 2 have been banned, of course. Inferno being map 1 picked by Neon Lights. Ancient being map number 2 picked by Oblivion, of course. And the decider being Nuke. What are we feeling about that?
I'm not surprised at all. These bans pretty much make sense to me. Neon Lights Perm seems to be Mirage, and Oblivion seems to be Dust 2. Looking here at a little bit more in-depth stats on my screen, and banning Mirage for Neon Lights is going to push. That's the most played map for Oblivion last season in main, and their second most played is Ancient. So when you can't play your first, you're going to play your second. And same thing for Neon Lights. If they can't play one of their top maps like Dust 2, they're going to swap it over to Inferno, which is actually the most played map for this season. 8 games played on Inferno with a 63% win rate for Neon Lights. Meanwhile, for Ancient, for the side of Oblivion, 4 maps played on Ancient, and 50% win rate on that. And the decider being Nuke. Man, I hope we get to Nuke. I love watching me some Nuke. Both these teams play it. 4 matches for Neon Lights, 2 matches for Oblivion, and I think, man, Nuke is always enjoyable.
Nuke has sort of kind of become that Inferno map 3 replacement, I feel like, in recent memory. We've had so many banners on Nuke within the last few years. Most notably, the one that comes to my head is that I believe it was the final in Cologne, FaZe versus Navi, back when Twist and Rops were on that roster. Oh, that was a banner matchup. Oh my god, what was that, like 6 hours it took? 7?
Man, that play by Twist over Silo dropping into mini and just getting a double entry into sight. I believe it was 3 actually, because he killed the heavy player afterwards.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, no one does it like one of our NA goats, man. No one does it like him. But yeah, no, I hope we get to 3 tonight. I think maps 1 and 2 are going to be a little bit interesting. Ancient only played twice by Neon Lights, but they do have 100% win rate on it. And Inferno only played once by Oblivion. So we might see some lopsided maps here. But I'm hoping we get some nice games, some nice rounds, and most importantly, I hope everybody has some fun.
Absolutely. And the one thing I do kind of want to touch on just a little bit with Ancient being map, or excuse me, not Ancient being map 1, Ancient being map 2. When it comes to this, I've watched a couple demos from Neon Lights in the past with how they play Ancient. Their T side is actually very strong. I actually like it a lot. CT side, for a roster of that much firepower, looks a little bit lacking. I would say. I'm trying not to be too critical of it, of course. But and to my knowledge, I think I have a 47% win rate on CT side, which isn't bad per se. But obviously, CT side, you need to start getting as much rounds as possible, obviously, to win the game. But you want to have that momentum, coming from that T side into the CT side. And I've noticed there's kind of been a steep drop off when it comes to that sort of thing. So if you're, your Z-Bands, you're this IGL, what do you think maybe he has done to kind of revitalize that CT side to keep the momentum going from T side to CT?
I don't know if it's so much on Z-Bands as the IGL, but maybe as like the team as a whole. When you're playing maps like Overpass, Nuke, Ancient, and Train, which they're 4 of their 6 map pool, it seems like you really got to have strong CT sides. Those are all maps that are generally CT sided. Inferno is a little bit different now with that wider banana. T side is a little bit better with the new CT mollies, and I say new, but and Dust 2 is kind of like a coin flip. That map feels like whoever's shooting harder is gonna win. But it's really important on CT side. You get into your setups, like you take early control, and then you slowly give space. You just inch back towards the bomb site. Once you get into the bomb site, you play tight setups. Play tradable spots. Nobody has to have a hero round every round. If you play solid, play off your teammate, you're going to up that percentage chance of winning the round, and it's all about playing the percentages there. It's all about making the right play at the right time and doing it in a way that makes sense. Like, you don't need to swing through the smoke and hero play and get 3 if you can flash to your teammate and set him up instead.
Mm-hmm. And if you had to maybe drop a name here, who do you think is going to be those standout players for both teams here? My personal opinion, I think it's going to have to be Dax. I think Dax is going to have to step up, and especially Michu as well. I actually want to add him in there too. I know in their playoff loss, they did, unfortunately, Michu wasn't able to really show up in that matchup, and that's not really something we get to see from him too often. He's been this very consistent factor on that roster. And for Oblivion, in my personal opinion, I want to see a lot out of both. So I think he's got the potential to really, push Neon Lights to their limits. And get Oblivion, a map win here. Hey, even the series.
Yeah, so I think oppers, especially, I mean, at every level in CS2, opping is very, very important. When you have it out, your opera has to have impact, and when you don't have it out, your opera has to be really good on the rotation to the read on CT side. And on T side, you don't have to op every round. It feels like we're like five rifle meta is really strong outside of maybe like the Zyrus, the Monacies, the Shiros, the Molodoys of the like first scene, but being able to being flexible on T side and be smart on your CT side rotates. So I'd put a lot of spotlight on the offers here for both teams. Also a little bit of personal bias playing with Dudley last season. Hope he does well. But.
Of course. I actually haven't been able to meet Dudley one-on-one. Is there any maybe words of encouragement you can give for him going into this game if he just happens to be watching right now?
I hope he's not watching right now, but I hope he watches it back later. I think don't worry about the small things. Let the small things go. Focus on the big picture, but don't worry about the whole best of 3 at one time. Take it round by round. Take it half by half. Take it map by map.
Absolutely, well said with that. And I do believe, of course, with this Inferno, Ancient, and Nuke being the decider, I think Oblivion, they're really gonna have to hit it home on Ancient. We haven't really seen too many reps from them on Inferno. Ancient, that 50% win rate, their T side 62%. There is a very strong chance for them to get to Nuke. And obviously with Neon Lights, being a little bit out of the ordinary for them, not having as much success as they'd like to. I think this might be a 2-1 in favor of Neon Lights, but I think Oblivion can really push the limits here for him.
Yeah, and here we are going into map number 1. It is going to be Inferno with Oblivion starting on T side and Neon Lights on CT.
Yeah, here we go. I mean, Neon Lights. I think the HUD might be switched. There we go.
Oh,
there we go. But Both's going to open up the round, finding the head of Nietzsche's. They're going to be trying to push onto this side top banana. Both and Dudley are really shutting things down one by one, but J-Trops and Z-Vans have an answer back here. A 2-on-3 for the dynamic duo. Chop is here ready to make a stand on this B-bomb site. Not able to get it though. It's going to be Cam and Matrix after the retake. Bomb going down from Z-Vans. Miley just separates them from Coffin. Z-Vans going to make that bold play. Towards Coffin, put into the action here. Cam might be able to get caught off guard, but it doesn't matter if the dynamic duo of Z-Bands and J-Trops goes the round out and give Neon Lights number 1.
Yeah, it's a nice full house from Z-Bands and J-Trops getting 5 combined between them. I'm Chopped there. I think maybe tuck backside a little bit longer. Like, you have 2 players fighting for Kara. I don't think they can expect a third on site. And they were jumping into site like they didn't expect that third. Maybe tuck a little bit longer, let that bomb plant start to go down, and then find your timing. Don't force it. Like I said, you don't have to win the round immediately. Buy a little bit of extra time. Let your teammates get a little closer.
Yeah, for sure. I think if he just maybe lives a little bit longer there, that allows his teammates to get that rotation over and maybe even contest and force Neon Lights to not really be able to get a bomb plant there. But we do actually have, I believe it's a tech timeout, as Chopped is currently having some technical issues trying to get back into the server. Should be resolved shortly. But so far, so good round for Neon Lights there. For a second, I thought maybe this top banana hold was going to work out really well. Both's finding 2.
Yeah, Both's finding 2, Dudley finding 1. Very, very convincing early start to the round. Pretty much instantly in a 5v2. Unfortunately, they both go down afterwards, and that round doesn't play out in their favor. But great clawback from Neon Lights. And talking about clawback versus Bozo Deaths here for a second. Maybe a little bit of a Bozo Death backside. But no hate, no shade. But again, just want to highlight an incredible clawback from Neon Lights as Chopped is back in server.
Here we go. Not too long of a tech timeout, of course. We're locked in and ready and raring to go here at round number 2. In cards for us, but since Oblivion did lose that round, they are going to be forced back onto pistols. Not really going to be able to buy too much here. Cam does have a smoke though, so I'm curious where he's actually going to put that.
Yeah, it's probably just a stuff smoke here for top bracket, spotting out information towards A and trying to funnel these T's into a B stack. We're going to see an Astralis pit stack over towards the B site. And yeah, Cam just buying that smoke to try and pressure these T's without really fighting in towards B here. That Mac 10 is going to look a little bit for info, but doesn't overextend into the pool fight just yet. we'll be setting up a B pop, it looks like.
Yeah, Lone Star looking for a rude awakening here. And a Starlight stack might come back to bite them, but again, against these singular Mac 10 of Lone Star and all the rifles, I mean, that might worry too much. The flashes are going to be good, though. The teamwork, so far so good for Neon Lights. This site has been cleaned out. They were only able to find one. Now Cam might try and cover that weapon, but I highly doubt it. I mean, it's still top banana, and Michi's waiting there for him. Very conscious round for Neon Lights, actually, to be aware for that Starla stack. I have to give him the credit.
Yeah, it's just a really good entry flash. That's kind of what it comes down to. You don't have anybody in full playing anti, and all 4 players get blind by 1 flash. Good B pop, really good B pop. Just a drive on site, like straight side hit, and Neon Lights convert the anti-eco, and here we go into our first gun round.
Yeah, diverse use of the M4s. Here we got an A4 on Matrix and both, of course. A lot of people going for the A1s, but that small group of people with the A4 still, I respect it. I respect it a lot. I am myself an A4 user. Well, we're about to discover A4 users are towards that A site, as they have taken Bracket's control for free, per se. I mean, they have a smoke towards Arch, getting very aggressive up lane here as well. And Dudley is on balcony with that FAMAS, maybe hoping Crossfire can work out for him.
Yeah, like this is a 2-person setup here. You really just almost as far as you can let them before you actually backside mate is gonna find one, and Dudley from Balk is gonna find the second. Now popping the pit. Martley as he gets help from his teammate on site as Matrix finds the second. There's another player through it lane, and Aatrops is gonna go down. This is a very convincing side hold for Oblivion. Picking up this, so not yet, but looking to pick up this first gun round here. Just a great side hold from Matrix and Dudley.
Absolutely. But you can never count out Michu, though. This man has been on a tear for the last few seasons of ESEA, and imagine he's going to continue in here toward tonight. But 1v5, that might be a lot to ask from him. Coming up, Archwhite might find the back turned of Chopped. Ooh, go for it. Do it. Do it. Yes! There we go. The knife kill. Map 1. All right. We've already seen the knife kill. Michu's getting a little bold there, trying to go for that wide swing, but Cam's able to shoot him there towards Archway, not give him anything else in his favor. But that knife kill will bode very well for him, monetarily wise, of course.
Yeah, normally I'm not the biggest fan of going for knife kills in a like clutch situation, but it's a 1v5. Like if you can guarantee $1,500 in your pocket, that's going to give you better util here and give your team a better chance in the next round. And talking about that, we're going to see 2 AKs out, a Galil, and 2 pistols for the side of Neon Light. Investing in the entire tank into this round. Look to be sitting a little bit more passive towards T-steps and starting to creep up here towards the
Yeah, they're getting ready for it. Lone Star find that hit to the top, trying to run away from that Molly, but the trades are going to be in the favor of Neon Lights as Michu finds both and starts to charge toward this site in play. This was doesn't connect on anyone, though. Unfortunately for him, that's going to get Neon Lights on top of it. That's a retake scenario for Oblivion. It looks like the save has already been called here. You know, those 2 AKs in the A4 will bode very well for them if they're able to hold on to them. And those only 1 kill, though. So $50 bonus going towards them, but so far a very strong, convincing top banana take. And it seems, granted, from the few rounds we've seen from Neon Lights, they've been very heavy and fast on this T side.
Yeah, not a lot of, well, not really any defaults coming out so far in the first 4 rounds here. This round makes sense. And 3 straight side hits out of the T side here, and I think advantages to both. Side hits, you have more reps doing, and there's a lot more variance of what happens when you actually go through the motions. But you also don't have a lot of that mid-round flexibility. Your IGL has to be right every time you call. So advantages to both for sure. But Oblivion saving 2 rifles. They're going to reinvest here. As we're going to be able to see all 5 players with guns. Those 2, it was, I believe, an AK and M4 saved, and good util across the board.
Yeah, good util indeed. And actually, we haven't seen an AW open to play yet. But Inferno is one of those maps where on T side especially, you don't really necessarily need to have an op. And the only time, really, in my opinion, you should have an op on T side is if you've picked it up off the dead body of a CT that had it. Hold on. You have some action getting ready to be put into play here towards top banana. Lone Star is going to be double in the direction from Molly's corner and right at him. The kill onto Lone Star. That was not expected to go in his favor. And he's just going to leave Bofs here alone on this B site playing towards New Box. We have three members of Oblivion still towards A, maybe trying to see if it was a fake, and it actually looks like it's going to be. His bomb's going to rotate back over.
Yeah, it was a good, like, mid-round banana take. Oblivion has been pretty committed so far to trying to hold top car. Not really going for, like, a retake setup or a double site setup after they throw their initial utility, and I think Neon Lights did a really good job of abusing that and getting a one-for-one trade, which definitely favors the T side on this map, and then slowing down the tempo. They've just killed 30 seconds off the clock, and CTs are out of util now. Dudley drops the last smoke over towards Halls. Now there's only a Molly on Cam, who isn't CT, but with the site player going down like that, that is going to be hard as Cam actually finds one before the smoke blooms. Bomb has crossed, and we're going into a 3-on-3 post. Low rotates on the CTs here. Gonna opt for everybody through CT as Cam's ready to creep up backhaul, and J-Trops close here in the coffins. Assist from D-Bands over at New, but we'll get mollied out. We're out of position, but Cam comes J-Trops. Matrix gets one of his turn, but Z-Band's transitioning over to Dark. It's the CT player, and then now it's on Matrix. 1v2. Swing out, finds the one player in Dark. Last player's in towards Banana. Bomb is for Banana. That bomb is getting stuck. Wide swing comes out, and it's Michu to close.
Yeah, we've been talking about him. Michu, he is the star of this Neon Lights roster, and he's certainly showing his lifetime capabilities here tonight in the server. Neon Lights are 4-1, and Michu 7-2 in the server.
Yeah, and that was a promising retake for Oblivion. Z-Bands does a great job getting one as he crosses over towards the dark position. But yeah, Neon Lights with a very convincing push.
And it's going to force Oblivion back onto MP9 buys. Cam, unfortunately, stuck on a USP. But Ronin is going to be throwing that monster. Arch smoke, excuse me. It's been a long day. But he's going to kind of put his head around the corner while Cam and him kind of trade places there a little bit.
Lights just...
And, oh, I not aware. I didn't even pay attention. It looks like actually Ronin is coming in for Neon Lights tonight. Nobody's going to fight two all of a sudden, so it's not going to 3-on-3, but a quick trade. Michi brings it back into the favor of Neon Lights. And both remaining players on Oblivion are towards this B-bomb site, but they're going to start rotating over. Neon Lights are going to play around the world here, trying to clear out every single angle to deny any sort of ninja potentially in play. And they're going to find nobody's home either. Bomb fully down now, of course. That's going to force Chopped and Bofs on this retake.
Honestly, if I were... Oh, I was going to say, sorry for cutting you off, but honestly, I think it's a good save here. I mean, Bofs maybe looks for an exit with the MP9 and tries to upgrade, but Chopped with an AK here. And I think is a nice save for them. We'll be having, I believe, 2,900 like that. Both does get an upgrade here. Both players surviving it in pit for Neon Lights.
I'm just saying, Bofs had an HE grenade. You wanted to, you could have taken a page out of Doge's, like maybe killed off fans and Lone Star from saving at the end of the round, but decides against it. Neon Lights now starting to take a very commanding lead here on their T side of Inferno.
Yeah, Oblivion getting out that op here, off on Cam. I've had the privilege of scrimming against this team before, and Cam is a very, very capable operator, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do to start this round. We'll be starting over towards mid peak, maybe?
Yo. Looks to maybe peek towards mid and maybe gets hit towards him, but I think it is going to be the play, but Neon Lights have been really heavy on taking his top and under control. So far, it's been they're going to respect this, and they haven't tried to retake top banana either.
Oblivion holding on to a lot of their util here, which is really important with how slow into the mid-round Neon Lights is playing it on the last. gun round here. So having full util on Dudley as your pit player is still really important, and Cam with full belt over here merge.
And yeah, I'm only doing a leg damage there. Jacob, that was going to be a full kill for a moment. Looking like he really wants to repeat into this, though, but he is going to get posted up on, but he is going to finally connect onto Z-Band, takes out the captain of this roster. Dudley pitching off H-Drops, of course, and a 5-on-3 double man advantage for Oblivion, and that kind of stalled things out for Neon Lights as they're kind of spread apart here. Michu's still lurking towards top banana, maybe hoping someone from Oblivion gets a little too overzealous, tries to push down and get that information. So far, nothing's going to be given his way as Bob's going to be rotating back over towards this B-bomb site, it looks like. And time again, they have been able to take this site. The Boafs and Chops are set up for this crossfire, but that smoke is going to cut that off. Mollied out, going to try and hold on to it as long as he can. Might put it up. That might not be, his Chop's going to get him. Michu gets the trade, though. Boafs is here, trying to... And the Michu, once again, tapping them out. Finally, Matrix takes him out, and he's just going to be Ronin. The sub looking to maybe make a play here. Former Neon Lights roster member. 1-on-3, put under that bracket. Where he is. Not going to connect it, though, is Dudley. And stealing around. That's going to be Oblivion finding their second.
A really good hold, bracket hold from Oblivion. Saving a lot of util there. 2 full belts by the time Neon Lights starts to pressure in towards top mid. And Cam, unlucky on the leg. I think it might have clipped through the wall a little bit, and that's a pretty thick wall there in Arch. But Dudley with a great nade to finish off the player that gets up lane. And Cam, finding his timing for the repeak into top mid, finds the third player up bracket. And Oblivion with a nice retake there, and second round on the board.
And I actually kind of like the mentality Neon Lights are going for here. I mean, they're pushing up once again back into this round. Take Oblivion little by little. You see J-Trops only on that sec 9. The last few weeks, he's been the member to step up here on Neon Lights, making a huge impact in and out of the server. So far, into 10-4, leading the server overall, and of course leading Neon Lights in kills. Slowly but surely, Neon Lights are starting to take control of this brackets area. He's gonna walk into that triple stack of A. I actually like this from them. They're not going too aggressive in it. They're not going guns blazing. They're getting the brackets control, seeing if Oblivion maybe tries to make a play here, and they're actually going to back off back towards this B-bomb site.
Yeah, it's a really good job from Neon Lights there, playing with the tempo, playing with the pressure, and applying the pressure in the right spots to bait out that util from the CTs, but not overextending into an AWP or maybe a rifle hole.
No smoke either here for Oblivion. Top once again, going to be Molly out of new box, and this time not able to find a frag. Michu's going to pick up the entry for this round, and going down. Forces another retake for Oblivion, and that's not a way to start. Here's that lurk from Ronin. Will punish Dudley. Oblivion, now you gotta wonder what's going on in their heads here. I mean, Neon Lights have really started to kind of pick them apart one by one on either side of the map, and if you're the IGL for Oblivion, what's your thought process here? How do you counter what Neon Lights is doing?
That's the second round in a row that Chop's been mollied out of new box, and you can't keep sitting there if you don't have a smoke to extinguish for yourself and buy yourself a little bit of space. The flash of a new box is good; it does allow them to fight, but you gotta swap up your setups a little bit so you have a chance as the site hit comes in. Cam on down, but leave that off and get recovered here, and that's gonna be a big hit again.
Yep, J-Trop's picking it up, so we will see him on the op going into this T round. And one thing I noticed as well, I think Oblivion on that B site kind of need to hold on to their smokes a little bit longer. It seems like every time Neon Lights roll around to try and execute that site, there's really no counter util Oblivion have and take that control. I don't know if they're throwing early. I'm sure we'll see that here in just a moment, but yeah, they are. They're throwing that early util, but Neon Lights is very well aware of this, and they're actually going to let them waste that util, not take any sort of damage whatsoever from it. Just a moment. Looks like Low starts trying away from the smoke, but Cam ready for it. One step ahead. Finds him. You see that might have called the guy Lane. Throwing out his util belt. Smoking off Arch, mollying towards Lane. Counter molly will force him away.
Really good reactionary util from Oblivion. Not over peeking into the mollies or through the smokes and stuff. As I say that, Matrix goes down to the off of J-Trops.
Yeah, there we go. Another one towards B, but Chopped is able to find it though. This B site has been cleared. Camp's gonna get a little bit more aggressive here. Walks towards Z-Bands, but able to find the pick instead. Now it is just Ronan and J-Trops looking to maybe try and find a counter into this round. Cam's going to be posted up here. So will J-Trops. This is going to be the op duel. Both willing to wait to see who makes the mistake first. And it looks like it might be Cam. He goes to the peak first, and the flash not going to be good enough. J-Trops finds him. That's going to have Chop rotate over, but they're going to go for this A bomb site. Dudley is here playing towards mini pit. They're not going to clear him in time. Perfect time, that is. J-Trop's now on a 1-on-2, getting the bomb down, holding this plant. But Chopped is going to be pushing up very fast towards him, but J-Trops is aware of this. It's right now. Good. It goes for 360! How does he find that? J-Trops now into the 1-on-1, pulls out the Glock, but it's not going to be good enough. Dudley finds the headshot. Oh my goodness, I can't believe J-Trops gets that kill.
What was that shot from J-Trops? The Panic 360 no-scope. What are we playing? What game are we in right now? Is this Cotter? Is this MW2? Oh, it was a black scope, I believe. Yeah, so
Okay.
a little bit... Oh, man. Cam with 2 huge kills in that round, though. Definitely something to note, but a little bit uncomfortable there as does go down, giving away the man advantage. But Dudley with huge play from mini pit. Find that rifle and then close the round.
Into the mid peak, and it's going to be good as he finds Lone Star. Now Mike got back on a good buy for them. Let's come up with this Molly and force Cam to make some tough decisions here. I'll meet you though. All of a sudden, Mitchell finds one as well, and well, now we're down into a 5-on-2 scenario. Ronan and Z-Bands, of course. Is it all to do? Down a little bit there. Matrix almost running out of ammo, but there we go. A clean round from Oblivion. All 5 staying alive, and they're going to be very pleased with that.
That's really important going into the dying half of this, or the dying stages of this first half, as you really need every dollar for these last 2 rounds here. And staying 5 alive there is going to give them a buy guaranteed going into next, and an op out if Cam does go down and that op is not recoverable. So, really, really good anti-ego from Oblivion. Very textbook.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Cam actually looking back over towards this site instead. I like the diversity he's having with that op. He's not really playing the same spot every single round. The op seeing wherever it wants to. We do get to see that triple top banana setup here. Actually, Chop and Bows are going to be one on top of another towards sandbags. But unfortunately, not going to be bode well for them, though, as Brackets has been the choice to call here for Z-Bands and Co. They're going to be pushing up. And there was a second there where I thought Ronan might have found the timing. Towards Oiler, but both actually going to find Micho on the other side of the map. That's going to Lurk eliminated. And the counter aggression, it's punished. Won't start finding Matrix. Now Dudley alone on the site. We're going to find a second, but not able to find it. Ronan's going to get that instead. Now a 3-on-3. All of Oblivion now out of the site. They're going to have to rotate over.
Look at this. Bomb's not T-stepped.
Oh my
It's
god,
going to take
yeah,
so much time to walk up the wall.
That's costly. That's very costly. That... Hold on, it might actually... Oblivion the thought that maybe it's actually a fake. But the gunfire from Ronan might change their minds. Oh, and I thought Cam actually hit that for a second, but Z-Bands is going to hit a headshot instead. He's going to stay around towards Archway. Let's see his corner of his body, but unable to connect on to anything, though. Finally going down now. Cam and Bofs on this retake. This might be too strong of a situation here, having Z-Bands playing back towards middle. That's going to rule out going towards Brackets. Yeah, it looks like they are going to be going for that save. There we go. Neon Lights answering back for a couple round deficit. Getting number 7, it looks like.
That's a great call out of Z-Bands. They've applied so much pressure early B in the early bit of this half that Oblivion 3 stacks it, thinking that they're going to swap back to it after just getting shut down towards A 2 rounds in a row. And picking out both side players there. That does go down. It's going to be the rifle. Oops. Trying to save here. Going into round number 12.
He's able to bring it over for a second. I thought he was going to die there. Taking a little bit of damage, of course, through that I mean, what would you call that area? What is that area called anyway? Inside church? Is that like ninja or something?
I don't know if we have a call out for it. Looks like a Minecraft lectern though. So
Lectern, yes, that was the term I was looking for. Well, Oblivion, they're gonna be looking for round number 5 here potentially. Once again, this heavy banana take for Neon Lights goes into effect. We'll be pushing right up here, and finally we get to see these retake nades from Oblivion. Lots of damage being taken onto Michu. 3 members are here, and they're ready to maybe fight for this site.
4 now is J-Trops joins with the op and the bomb. Looking like it's just going to be a B hit, and Util for the last 2 CTs here, it's just 1 smoke. And that smoke is finally in towards New Box.
Yes, it is. There we go. Util now being thrown. This is going to be inside exactly. We can't forget about Ronan. He is on the outside of the map. It is just going to be chopped on with his teammate. Both guys will find one. Is it tied to the actual molly or to the fire? I don't know. It was to the flames. Okay. Very interesting for a second there. How does Z-Bets find Cam to the CT smoke? It was a very nice spray from him. Now it is just Matrix alone in a 1v4. Torture of Ronan. He's able to do it though. Currently 9 and 6, but maybe definitely 12 and 6. He's starting off so well. Takes down Z-Band. Still J-Drops and Lone Star left alive. Is a kit in play. Smoke. Toss is not going to be good enough as J-Drops finds the closing kill for the round. It's going to be Neon Lights. A good start to their T side, 8 and 4.
Yeah, definitely some winnable moments there for Oblivion in a couple of those rounds, but I think the rounds they did win, I think were pretty convincing off the back of some really good play from them. But Neon Lights, I don't think we're ever out of the driver's seat for that first half. And Oblivion need to start it here with a really good pistol. They needed to win it convincingly, I think. They got to get that momentum, get a little bit of confidence, and a little bit of swagger back into their step.
Yes, they do, but it's a new half, so that means a new day as well. Oblivion, they're going to take full advantage of that, and they're going to storm up this B bomb site. It's just going to be Z-Bands here towards me, but he's actually going to get punished. The nade in hand. Chop's going to find the entry, and that's going to be this B bomb site right for the taking. And now Neon Lights on the back foot, trying to force this retake. Ronan is the only one towards CT, so 3 members of Neon Lights are going to be towards Banana, and that's going to be the call made from Cam as Michu takes him down through the wall. They're going to storm up here, not going to be any quiet about it whatsoever. Double setup towards Church might be beneficial for Oblivion, though, but there is only going to be 2 guys here on this bomb site. J-Tops is going to be looking towards Orange. He's trying to find one in his favor. You know, all both has to do here is stay alive, and he does better than that. He's actually going to find one, but hold on, this defuse is in play. But it doesn't matter. There we go. Oblivion finding the pistol, and round number 5, and I actually thought for a moment Neon Lights were going to put an ninja there.
Got a little bit scary for the side of Oblivion, but they close it out in the end. Neon Lights did get a couple of extra dollars from the T kills. Talking about that really quickly as we go into this bonus, how have you, like as a caster player, how have you noticed the extra money for CPs of T kills affecting the game? What have you noticed?
I think it's been a very good update. I know I've met some people that don't like it. I've heard like $50 kill bonus. Oh my god, Dudley! The spray down's going to be good enough, and he actually find a 4th as well. Dudley, very happy with those kills. And to answer your question, sorry. I think the $50 per kill for the CT side kind of lets CTs go for these exit frags maybe a lot more. Especially, you know, on these rounds where they're a full save, you know. They aren't not really sure if they're going to be able to fly by some rifles up into the next round. And with that, now they're able to. Not only that, I feel like, depending on how the pistol round goes, now the CTs have an ability to, even if they lose the round, to potentially even force buy back with SMGs and armor. You know, because on T side, of course, we know, even if you don't win the round, as long as you get bombed down, you can force back. So I think now it's kind of evened it out a little bit for the CT side as well. So, yeah, I like this update a lot.
Yeah, I think it's been really good for CT side economy. I think MR12, I mean, you lose mostly you lose 2, sometimes 3 gun rounds, just by losing those 3 rounds. And you see a lot more forces, a lot more hard ecos, and CTs. It's very hard to get your economy online and then keep it online. But speaking about CT economy, Neon Lights pulling up the round 3 of their CT side first gun round here.
Very bold decision to make there. That is a make or break scenario for Neon Lights if they do lose this round, because those SMGs, 3 SMGs actually on Oblivion, maybe given the idea to go a little bit faster. That's what they're going to be doing, and there we go. That punish for it, as the SMGs are going to sing loud and proud up lane. They do know where Ronan has run off to with his MP9 back towards maps. Now that's Cam actually have this AWP. Once you give Cam an AWP, that makes things very difficult for the opponent, of course. He's been very good on it tonight so far, but when you have Matrix going down to Ronan there, that might make things a little bit easier for this retake. Matrix still in play. The flashes are going to be good. Ronan's going to find 2. Cam finally finding one on that AWP. Maybe find another one as well. Not able to connect the shot, though. 1 bullet left. Split. Under the pressure. Oh, he's going to have to find it there, but it doesn't matter if he can't actually find one as well. And I thought Oblivion was going to win that round. That's a huge retake for Neon Lights to win.
It's a little bit of a confusing round from both sides from my perspective. Neon Lights choosing to get an op-out on J-Trops when they know that this T's had a couple of Mac 10s. So no, it was a glass cannon, I believe. So no head armor against Mac 10s, and you saw the aim punch as they came up lane. J-Trops really never had a chance. But then in that post plan, Oblivion doubling up towards lane there, lining up. They do get flashed. It's a little bit uncomfortable for them, but very, very awkward round all around. But one that Neon Lights come out on top of.
Yeah, absolutely. That was looking very dicey there for a moment. I mean, it's a good thing they won the round after that, because, I mean, if they lost that, it would have been put into a very difficult scenario. They would have been forced back onto the pistols, not been able to buy much, and that could have given Oblivion the chance to tie up the game and maybe even take the lead there. But, of course, you know, Neon Lights won the round, and looks like we've got a timeout here. So, as we try and figure that out, it is back to you and me, good frack, good sir. How you doing today, man? What do you think of this game so far?
I'm liking it. I'm loving it. I think it's been going pretty much as we expected so far on map 1. Again, this is the pick of Neon Lights. So saw a very convincing T side out of them, and winning that first gun down there, especially with how awkwardly that started, very, very good for them. But I think Oblivion now, with better guns across the board, have a better chance in this round.
And thankfully we don't have too long of tech time out as we are back into the game. Neon Lights leading by 3 rounds. J-Trops once again on that AWP. That middle. Able to connect though.
Oblivion with
Their
a
way.
slow default here, which I like. Letting the CTs burn a lot of their util, and keeping full belt on Dudley. Well, full belt on a lot of players here. 2 players with full belts and 5 smokes across the board. One does go down out here, but
Ooh, it missed. That Molly missed. Yeah, that's well, maybe it was actually intentional. Maybe that's exactly where they wanted it to go. Maybe to force that smoke to pop at the right time. Not too sure, but it's gone very quiet across the map. We've seen a very similar setup here on Oblivion that we saw from Neon Lights earlier in this map. And the high-low spot from Lone Star and Z-Bands might actually come back to bite them as they find 4 of them in the cross potentially. But they are going to hold on to their smokes, and that's going to be the first one to use. That's going to burn off some time here, and Matrix is going to make his way up. He's looking for the timing, but J-Trop's going to swing in, find that opener. Yeah, they've realized that's the lurk as well. That's going to allow Michu to rotate over. Right now being put under this execute. He's going to be climbing up over top of Oranges with the full white. That flashbang is going to be good. How is he still alive as he is? Z-Man's able to find 2, though. Cam finds a trade. They maybe take the side here. Cam double in the round. Looking to maybe push through, but his name, 98. Excuse me. Doesn't matter. Taken down by Michu, and it's going to be Neon Lights fighting number 10.
how did the player first orange live for that long? It sounded like he should have been dead 3-4 seconds before he actually died. But Neon Lights doing a great job finding the lurk over towards A and then just instant snap rotating over towards B. They knew that was the lurker, like you mentioned, and getting the third player over, being able to support flash for their B holders. Very, very convincing round.
Yeah, and I actually think I think Michi was trying to flash over Nubox, help his teammates out on the when Oblivion was trying to take that site, but I think it maybe popped a little bit early. Did it and everybody. Playing everybody. He's gonna eliminate T-Deck. Losar's gonna hold this line as he finds actually the hat trick of the round for him. And he's gonna allow Oblivion to get a bomb plant though, as Dudley's able to find his court. Ooh, looks like Matrix is a little jealous there. Trying to peek out and take down at least made is gonna be good. It's on him. Dudley. 1-on-3. That guy in hand. Looking to maybe find one. Not able to find it though. That's gonna be Neon Lights. Now on 11. Very commanding lead here on Inferno. In a very comfortable position.
Yeah, Oblivion made it a little bit interesting there, getting a little mixy, but Neon Lights with a great retake and 3 incredible kills coming out of Lone Star, just lining them up and mowing them down.
Yeah, the fact he's able to get 3 there, that makes it all the more easier for the retake for Neon Lights. And honestly, with the A1S, I don't know if it's maybe just a me thing, but I feel like with only having the 20 bullets, makes things, you know, to get those spray downs a little bit harder, especially in that sort of scenario where they're running from right to left, not all lining up at the same time. So honestly, good on Lone Star for finding all 3 there. It makes it just that much easier for Neon Lights. He's actually, I like this. He's on top of the half wall. That's cleared out full banana.
Cleared out full banana, and both B players still have smokes. That smoke was thrown by Michu, I believe. No, I lied. V-Man's dropped it out of spawn, but Michu throwing that instant bottom B smoke allows them to control with a little bit better timing as Michu actually goes down towards alt mid.
Yeah, Chopped has some pretty good eyesight there to try and see the little head peeking over the windowsill. Ronan is still in app, so could make things a little bit difficult. With Lone Star being up on the half wall, that allowed Z-Vans to actually rotate over towards this A site. Yes, use that smoke early on. J-Trop's finding that kill on the Matrix, actually able to find another one onto Cam. Back into the favor with Ronan being an abs, able to get that kill onto Chop and pick it apart one by one by one. Every chance to try to make some sort of rushing stance. Ronan gets tricked for it. Ooh, the top shot from J-Trops. Could have cost him there, but Ghost is only able to find Z-Bands. Now we'll do it 3-on-2. Dudley, low HP. Picks up that AWP ball against Law, but it looks like he's actually just gonna try to save that. It's gonna be Neon Lights, I believe, in map point here on Inferno.
Look at this, Oblivion's coming up lane with 10 seconds on the board, and they get past the first shot of the off.
Hold on. What? They have the time. They do. I actually thought they were out of the round, but they just struck me up right then and there. They're actually right back into it. They are both on low HP as well. 18 and 16. Verbose and Dudley. The full health of Ronan and Lone Star. That's going to run right through the smoke. How did they win this round? It looked like they were going to save. Oh my goodness, Oblivion. I am quite impressed with that.
I'm left speechless. They're running up mid with 17 seconds on the clock. They're coming around the corner at lane with 10. J-Trops with 3 missed op shots there from pit. Allow them to cross into sight. He goes down, dies in pit. And in the retake attempt, both players come swinging through that smoke and both go down. And it's Oblivion finding a 7th.
Yeah, and Oblivion, they're going to take a timeout as well. Yeah, take a timeout. Calm down. You know, you just had a hell of a round there to even get back into this game. Denying Neon Lights. Map point, a little bit of a caster curse there. And I'm still in shock and awe. I mean, I know Neon Lights are on a sub here. Again, Ronan is not on the main roster. It is Dax. But he has played for this roster before, so he knows kind of, I imagine he knows the kind of calls Z-Bands is going to make. But J-Trop's missing all those shots that we don't really see from him too often. I'd say cost the round there for Neon Lights. I think if he just gets one, that might make things very, very easy. Possibly even deny the bomb plan for Oblivion. But that round win. That's going to force high here on that MP9, and he's going to rush right down Banana. Take down Cam. That's the opper. Oblivion getting right out of the game. Oblivion once again on this back foot. We've been talking about them. You know, they've been able to kind of claw their ways back into these rounds. And he's gonna slow things down here for Oblivion as they do try and figure out what they can do here. What do you think's going on in the mind of Z-Bands right now? I mean, losing that round where it looked all but like certain, you know, and then now getting the man advantage. Do you think maybe just hey, forget about it, you know, move on to the next one?
I mean, that has to be the mentality, right? You got to be able to just all good regain it. Like, you're gonna lose rounds like that. It sucks when it happens, but you have to go into the next one ready to fly. And so far, Neon Lights with a 2-player advantage here. It's Lily and Bofs again in this 2-on-4. One more player to find than it was last, but definitely not impossible. But is this clock supposed to tick down? Only got to find one. Both now left in a 1-on-3, stuck in towards Arch, and shouldn't have a real chance at this.
Good shot from Ronan. And there, no caster curse this time. Neon Lights will find number 12. You're on Inferno. We've got a couple rounds to play with. Actually, that previous round 18 that Oblivion won by the skin of their teeth, I mean, that might come back to bite them a little bit here. Low buy, very low buy indeed. Only on Tech 9s, but again, we have seen them just kind of rush something altogether. Actually going to be charging all mid. It's better, of course. Very heavily towards his A bomb site. Z-Bands is going to make his clearance towards Banana. That's going to give him the idea, hey, this is probably just not going to be beat. Looks like he's actually told Lone Star to rotate over back towards his A bomb site to beef it up here. There we go. They're actually going to found all the way out of Lawn Hall. J-Trop's looking to maybe try and find something through that smoke, but it's a very well-placed smoke. Deny any sort of pressure, and another one towards Moto. He's going to be bode well for them, but Michu is on this flank of Apps. Smoke's still in playing Apps, but that should fade here any moment. We'll be able to find one onto Chopped. Cam is isolated towards Pit, so the flashbang will be able to support him, his teammate towards the lane. Now they're going to start this execute. Dudley's able to find one though on that low 8. He's going to be able to find another one. Hold on just a moment. This game is not over yet, as Oblivion find another round.
That's a great play from them. Hull's pops got a lot harder when that railing got added back, but they get out, their pathing is good, they don't get stuck, and they run over that site and then convert it in the post. And Oblivion staying alive here on map 1.
Yeah, a very, very good ass pop there. And like you said, you know, with that fence being added once again, I mean, you'd think it'd be a lot harder to actually do it, but it's going to make this round look very easy. Neon Lights are just going to push right down through middle. They are punished for it. Chopped. That Mag 10 should be able to find Ronan here. As he lurks his way up through brackets. Ronan with that deagle, though. I believe Chop did make a sound, so Ronan is going to know he's very close by. Okay, alright. Ronan unfortunately did go down there. I thought for a second. Got that, but the Mag 10 from Chop is just a little bit better. More suited for that fight, and that's going to be Oblivion finding number 9. 3 rounds away. I'm not saying it's impossible. You know, I mean, there's still a little bit longer to go. I mean, the economy of Neon Lights isn't going to be looking too well going into this round. We can maybe give up 10. Get Oblivion in a better spot here to catch up to Neon Lights. Oh my god, Lone Star! No Z-Man in return. The trade is good, though. A 3-on-3. 5-7. Working out very well for him. J-Drops is in this smoke. In brackets, maybe waiting to find his timing, but he decides against it. This is the two members of Matrix and Chuck are going to be here. Guys, go back towards Euler instead. He is going to hear all the noise being made here, and he is going to be maybe looking to go for this flank. Ham is close by, so J-Drops might have the time. He's leaning right behind him. Ham's going to turn around and shot him at the right time. His Matrix is being put under the pressure. Able to take it down now. Lone Star now at a 1-on-3.
And every time it looks like it might be swinging back towards Neon Lights, it's Oblivion who come up big, and winning this one gets them another inch closer to potential overtime here. Keyword I said potential. No caster curses from me tonight.
Yeah, I've already did that for Neon Lights earlier. But, I mean, hey, we're now on round 23. Oblivion, if they win this round, and that's a big if, of course, you know, that's going to force Neon Lights to have no money going into this final round of regulation. I mean, I'm not saying the buy is a bold call, because the tactical game might be good, but that's the way to start doing it, though. It's a boost. It's going to go well. It's going to be on here, though. You should realize this. Matrix is going to find J-Drops on the other side of the map. Hold on just a moment, Oblivion. I may have doubted you a little too early, so I sincerely apologize as you've put Neon Lights on the back foot here. Because now you are a man advantage. Ronin trying to maybe equalize the scenario here. He's going to push up towards bedroom, but might get punished. His Chops looking at Ronin and the nade. Matrix finds another one as well. He has certainly stepped up here. Michu alone towards one. Looking at a second one. He's going to find it as well. We're back into a 2-on-2. Z-Dance and Michu. Chops ugly. He's down though. Then you're gonna have the smoke. Michu, very low HP. Indeed, 1 HP, but Dudley finally connects on him, and it is just the captain Z-Vance in a 1-on-2. For Neon Lights, but it's not gonna do it. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, we're going the full 24.
We are going the distance here on map 1, and it's Oblivion on the map pick of Neon Lights, finding life on their T side late into this half. They had to go against 5 match points. Match point number 5 here. Round 24. And they have the better buy. It's 4 MP9s, 1 M4, and absolutely sad looking util here for Neon Lights.
That's going to come back to bite them, and it looks like Oblivion are going to take full advantage of this. Going to call another pause here. And you know, I was talking about Neon Lights. They had to play picture-perfect Counter-Strike in that previous round. Well, now it's Oblivion that needs to play picture-perfect Counter-Strike to see any chance of overtime whatsoever. Of course, they might be gifted here as they're going to be on the back foot with the bye. But then again, this is Inferno. And arguably, I think Inferno is probably the best map for SMGs, playing close range in Apps and Banana. What's going to be the call here for Z-Bans towards this B bomb site? What's going to be the call for Oblivion? I mean, they've been playing very well in these last few rounds, not really getting to a site really until the last possible second, and every call has been really correct. They're actually going all the way through all mid. Oh, the blind flash might be perfect. J-Drops isn't able to find one. Cam trade though. Back into a 4-on-4. He's actually going to find another one as well. Cam certainly coming alive tonight with the AWP. 23 and 17 for the boy. And oh, he might be looking to find number 24 here as he finds the kill onto J-Drops. Cam coming alive. Oh my goodness, he's impressed me tonight. Once again, all alone, and it is Z-Vance, the captain, trying to stop this comeback for Oblivion. Overtime on the cards. Can you believe it?
Dropping a smoke over towards B and just instantly sprinting over towards the A site, but it's 4 players coming up lane, and it's gonna be Z-Vance first and finding no more, and it's Oblivion that fight back against match point to push us into overtime here on Inferno.
Wow. That is something. And now, you know, the thought has to come into mind here, like, if you're Neon Lights, yeah, we just got eliminated from playoffs in Maine last night after you had arguably your best season as a roster. You've had 12-2 in the regular season. You know, you lost second place at the Seattle Land, and now you've got eliminated from Knoxville. Do you think maybe that's going to creep into their heads here that, hey, maybe we're blowing this game away?
little bit of that self-doubt starts to creep into the back of your mind, and Oblivion with all of the momentum here going into the first round of overtime.
Yeah, and the roster changes we were talking about earlier in the broadcast has certainly proven very well. I mean, Oblivion had unfortunately a lackluster 4-10 season. And well, they're not playing like a 4-10 team right now. They're playing much better than that. Really pushing Neon Lights the distance. They're going to slow things down here. Try and not make a mistake. And we, again, now that we are in overtime, we've seen Neon Lights playing very passive towards Banana. Chop out here towards Ball, but it's actually going to be Lone Star finding Dudley. The opener. Michi finds Matrix as well. We're back into a 5-on-3 for Neon Light. If they win this round, I mean, they're going to be looking back at this demo and thinking, why did we won a round like this earlier to close out Inferno? We'd already be on Ancient at this point. But it is Cam and Chopped. 2-on-5. I mean, they don't really... I don't think they should save here. Maybe if they really wanted to, they could get aggressive. Pretty far towards Michu is going to be good, so they know where one is. I mean, what's in your head right now, Frack? Like, if you're the IGL of Oblivion, you've come all the way back, you potentially lose this first round of overtime, what are you telling your teammates here?
Again, it's all about the shake it off mentality. Shout out Taylor Swift. But it's almost like fate to claw back to overtime and then lose the first round of overtime. And your opponents had 5 match points that they could have closed it out on, and instead they win the first round of overtime, and you gotta just be able to go into the next with a good mentality. And 12.5k means that you're gonna get 3 good rifle buys no matter what. You'll be able to op a single op every round as well. But I would expect Oblivion to maybe up-tempo something here. Maybe go for a little bit of a faster pace default, and force Neon Lights to show them a little bit more respect.
And they're going to be smoking that deep angle in middle. They're going to get very close up. Another entry for Losers. 2.2 round for Neon Lights. That might put Oblivion here on the back foot, just when they had all that momentum going into overtime. It forces them back, and now 5-on-3. He's going to put him in a very uncomfortable situation. Chop trying to make his presence well known in the abs, trying to find the head of Ronan, not even
I believe that was a missed smoke up from Ronan. He smokes off Big Pit, but
yeah, I think he did actually. Maybe actually, it might be a little bit of a one-way there, perchance. If Chop went out of ab, maybe. Oh, okay, doesn't matter. He connects to him, full blind. So there's a little bit of an opening into the round, but still 3 members remaining towards this A bomb site. Running out of util. I mean, Chop still has to throw through his matrix. It might make things difficult, but Chop, he's gonna have to maybe step up here if he wants to round back to play. Chop's gonna find one. So Michu, Cam alone. Oh, with it all through. Michu, not again. Oh, but Chop's actually gonna knife him instead. Neon Lights getting a little bit of their swagger back. 2 nice kills now for them total in this map.
yeah, and I think that's what you need to see from the side of Neon Lights. You gotta get your confidence back. It doesn't matter what happened there at the end of regulation. You're in overtime now. You get 3 rounds on each half or each side, and that's definitely going to be a little bit of a confidence and hype injector for Neon Lights.
For sure. Well, if you're Oblivion, you're hoping you can get at least 1 round here on their D side. Neon Lights go 3-0. And again, once again, they're looking to play actually very passive here, and actually it's going to be a very early 4-stack towards this A bomb site. Z-Band's alone. He's actually going to pick up the double op. And again, he was that former primary opper for Neon Lights for the acquisition of J-Trops. Now, Oblivion have to figure out, well, where can we go here? I mean, if we see the op from Z-Band's coming to play from... Ooh, hold on. Hold on just a moment. Z-Band's actually misses that shot. Cam's actually going to find it instead. The site is open, but J-Trop's actually going to rotate over as well. Same with Lone Star. They haven't taken the site yet. They've actually slowed things down. Not played into it too fast. But Michu might be gifted a frag here. His Oafs was maybe looking to maybe take mid. That's only that smoke from Boiler protecting him. And the late util on the Arch. Looks like Neon Lights don't really have an idea of where Oblivion are going to be going. As that smoke on Arch is actually rotated J-Drops back towards the A site. He's picked up the M4 as well, and now it is just going to be Lone Star, but he's going to be out of the action here. Just to blow that smoke. Able to find the back turn of Dudley, but Chop finds that trade. The bomb site now be taken by Oblivion. 10 seconds left on the clock, so they're going to have to get the bomb down, which they do. Now it is Ronan, J-Drops, and Michu retake this bomb site. They are down one man. Got the AWP in play on cam though. Chop still has to remain tucked behind the box. Just gonna play it. Oh my goodness! Chop taps out Michu, and both finds a kill on the Ronan as well. And Chop has certainly shown himself tonight.
Wow. I feel like I'm watching 2013 Navi right now. I'm watching 20 seconds on the clock, and we're entering a site. We're like throwing smokes at 20. We're entering at 15. We're getting the entry, and then we're getting bombed down. And what was that? Chop from Chop. Like, what, quarter, half blind? Something like that? Just one bullet into the head of Neon Lights player? Wow. That's all I gotta say.
Scream for a second.
That's all I gotta say. It's just a wow. It's just a great shot from him.
Yeah, and actually, they're going to take another timeout. It feels like Oblivion have been taking all their timeouts here, but every time they've done it, I'd argue it's been quite successful. I mean, Neon Lights, they didn't take a single timeout there on that comeback. Not saying it maybe would have changed the result, but maybe it would have given them time to, you know, take a chill pill, kind of mull things over and figure out maybe how to counter that offense of Oblivion. But now, Oblivion's on that defense as we switch over to the second half of overtime number 1. And it seems like really everyone on Oblivion is starting to come alive. Matrix is starting to come alive. Chops is, as we saw in the previous round, he's been doing well. Cam, we've been saying his name a lot. Dudley had a lot of spray downs the last time they were on CT's side. Can't forget about both, though. He's been having these impact frags being an absolute nuisance for Oblivion. Oh, and a missed Molotov. Right, not the start you want to see. Once again, Neon Lights getting into control. AWP in play on J-Drops. Or second half. Here's Z-Bands here. What do you think the call's going to have to be, Frack? I mean, really certify getting that.
The early round nades from the 3 players over towards B was a clear indicator that they did start 3B, based off the timing of when those nades were thrown. So I would have liked to see maybe an up-tempo towards bracket earlier, but Oblivion with a pretty good stuff towards top mid doesn't allow that space to be taken, but going to be taken now. Here's
Here's Matrix. Find one. Actually finds the second one as well. Looking to maybe find a third. Not able to connect those. Lone Star finally takes him down, but still a man advantage retake for Oblivion. But the op on J-Drops is still in play. He's actually going to be isolated towards his A bomb site. Going to be Lone Star hit, and I think Cam actually just spawned him as well. Molotov for the retake too. That's going to force him out. Put him in the wide open. Moto is going to be good as Lone Star actually counters that and actually pushes into lane. Finds Cam. That might be the round-saving play for Neon Lights. Is Chopped and Boths. Only one kit in play. No counter use. He drops with the 8 here. Finds that kill on a Boths, and the 2v3 is going to be converted for Neon Lights as they finally, once again, find map point.
Yeah, that flash from J-Drops from sight and the swing by Lone Star is just textbook how you need to claw back a retake. It's a 3-on-2 if they sit and tuck. They can win, but with that off on J-Drops, he's going to struggle finding more than one kill, especially with 2 players swinging through Moto. As soon as they kill lane, they know both players are towards Arch. They can both focus on that position, and they close it out.
Yeah, and, well, we've seen Oblivion, of course, earlier in this map on the back foot, couple rounds. Coming back from being down 5. Now they're only down 2. He's going to do a lot. Now, again here, Lone Star way to start it. Finds 3! Holds the line for them, but Lone Star finally able to take him down. Shots moving out of B-Box. Try to play this out. Ooh, look at maybe tag him down. Force a reload here. J-Drops on the AWP. Going for that full dig. Hold on just a moment. This game is not over. More pressing. Matrix takes him down. J-Drop once again in a 1-on-3 scenario. Hurricane here, but it's not going to be good enough. His hand's going to get it instead. And oh my goodness, we've gone the full 4 rounds of regulation. We're getting the full 6 in overtime number 1.
You remember when I said you don't need to swing through a smoke and get 3?
Yep.
Unless you're both. Both go for it, bro. You're him. What an incredible play. Swinging through the smoke, finding 3 kills, and just shutting down that B hit. It could not have been funnier. Wow. After blessing, maybe?
Maybe, honestly. I mean, Oblivion, like I said, they had a very slow start to Inferno, and god damn if they started to wake up. They're icy as all ever. Final round of overtime number 1. This is do or die right here for Oblivion. Maybe put the pressure onto Neon Lights. Damn. 8-19. On that some angle, but Ronan's actually going to find the first frag onto Matrix. Dudley once again gets the trade onto Ronan. He gets put into a very good spot, allowing him to repeat now. Towards the top mid. Star looks like he wants to stay around though. And the high-low spot on that B site will be put into question as both Bose and Shop. That's a very bold play for them to do this here. Back towards Grill. Michu waiting as patiently as ever for the rest of his team to cross up, but any second now they're going to make that P. But he's going to swing out just in time. He's going to call them in. Goes there and towards Grill. He's going to get 1. Drop this turn, stay alive through the molly. If he's able to get 1, he's able to do better. He's able to get 1 indeed. And he's now into a 2-on-2 Lone Star and J-Traps. It's doubly in camp. All 4 of these remaining players alive in the round have been absolutely lights out. 1 Inferno so far. This AWP gonna get that boost onto Dudley and Cam. He's done it all tonight so far for Oblivion, but is he trying to clutch a 1v2? It's gonna be a lot to ask from the Oblivion player. Makes his way through, able to find 1. Surely not like this. Surely not like this. This game's gonna push right through, put under the pressure, but no! It's gonna be, oh my goodness, J-Drops by the skin of their teeth. Neon Lights taking Inferno 16-14, and my god, what the hell? What an incredible map 1.
I'm left speechless. Like that was an incredible map 1 through and through. Great start from Neon Lights. Great response from Oblivion. Great run there at the end of the of their CT half to get 5 in a row. Push it to OT, and then great recovery to take us to the last round of OT. And Neon Lights with that little bit of extra oomph to get it over the finish line.
Yeah, I mean, for a second there, I thought we were going to see overtime number 2. I mean, the way Oblivion has started to come back into this map, I mean, it is quite incredible, the mental resilience that they had. Starting out, what was it, 12-8, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or 12-7, to come back 5 rounds. And then not only that, almost do it again in overtime 1. I mean, this roster is really trying to prove themselves, especially after all the roster moves that they've made. They want to forget about the previous ESEA main season. They're focusing on right now, and I have to respect that.
Yeah, it's just wow. What a banger first map. No complaints from me. I think it was a lot closer than I think maybe either of us expected there for Neon Lights map pick, and that's making me very, very excited for map 2. Swapping over to Oblivion's map pick of Ancient here in a little bit after we
Ancient
those players
on the
break.
cards, of course. Okay, looks like we are going to be going to a break, and we'll be right back with map number 2 of Neon Lights versus Oblivion.
Even when there's nothing, you always make up something. You know I try to pray for you. Even when we're touching, you always make a fuss. Okay, I'm patient. Don't test my patience. I'm trying to pace it. You kept me waiting. I try to pray for you. Okay, I'm patient. It cannot wait 'cause you test my patience. I try to pray for you. For you. For you. I try to pray for you. Try to pray for you. I try to pray for you. try to pray for you, for you, for you. I try to pray for you, for you, for you. I try to pray for you, for you, for you. I try to pray for you, for you. I try to pray for you.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, after a absolutely stellar top one from both teams. We've got Ancient now, of course, Inferno being taken by Neon Lights 14, almost like if this was Counter-Strike Go. Of course, no, it's CS2. We did see overtime. Now, again, like I said, we're on to Ancient, and Ancient, well, it's pretty weird. What are we thinking? I mean, we saw a side of Oblivion we were not expecting on map one.
Yeah, I think that was a really good fight put up by Oblivion. Makes me very excited for map 2. They're definitely here to play. They don't care about who their opponent is. Every opponent, or one of the best things my old coach from when I played soccer ever told me is any opponent is beatable on any given day. It only matters how you show up to play.
Absolutely. I think your coach is right as well. I mean, every opponent can be beaten. That is damn sure. And Neon Lights, well, a little bit beatable there after that one. Again, with Ancient now being put into play, this is of Oblivion. Now we're on Oblivion territory. And they have the reps of the map under their belt, including Neon Lights. So now to come to, in my opinion, how are Neon Lights? They have a very good T side on Ancient, so I'm not really too worried about that for them. I'm more worried about their CT side. It's been a little bit lackluster over the last few weeks, and with this momentum that is quickly shifted for Oblivion, again, I I can say this for the two of us. We did not expect them to come out swinging like the way they did, especially in the latter half of Inferno. Do you think maybe there's a little bit of wiggle in there for Oblivion to maybe find win Ancient and go to map 3?
Yeah, I think Oblivion definitely turned up in map 1, and I think that I'm very optimistic for them in map 2. I think that on their map pick, on a map they're maybe a little bit more comfortable on. Again, like we mentioned before, this is a roster with a lot of changes in between it. Throughout the season. So I think maybe Ancient is a little bit more comfortable for them than Inferno, but it could also be less comfortable. We don't know. We're not inside the team. Inferno's a map everybody knows how to play. It's a plug map, right? Ancient's a little bit more. You got to reliant on coordination, even though Ancient's also kind of a plug map, but coordination is definitely a lot more important. It feels like on a map like Ancient than maybe Inferno, where since everybody's played it since they started playing CS,
Yeah.
you can rely on just knowing the map a little bit more than knowing your teammates.
Yeah, and I have to say, I am very, very happy, with the performance through all the players on Oblivion and even all the players on Neon Lights. I don't really think there was a weak player. I don't want to say it like that. It sounds very rude, but I don't think there was a player that didn't necessarily show up to the match. You know what I mean? There wasn't anyone underperforming. Everyone kind of performed the way they should in a match like this, and I think that's might make to a very explosive Ancient. I guess with Ancient being the way it is, I think it's very similar to Inferno in the fact you don't necessarily need to have an op on that T side. What do you think? How do you think Oblivion are really going to be able to play this T side? Of course, without that AWP in play, do you think maybe they're going to just stack somewhere, maybe go towards Cave, put a lot of pressure on Cave? Do you think maybe they're going to just kind of put all that pressure and group towards mid? What are you feeling here?
I think Oblivion's probably going to be a little bit more reliant on Cave pressure. Playing out towards mid is pretty gambly. Like, you have to feel out how their CT side is going to play before you really want to commit that hard to mid, because there's going to be teams that, everybody's going to smoke elbow, but there's going to be some teams that solo molly at double nade, solo molly one nade, play off mid, double molly, double nade. Every team's going to play it a little bit different. Everybody's going to play it different round to round. So it's all about just feeling out what's their kind of comfort zone. So that way, when you know that they're weak mid, you can exploit it and go fast out their elbow. But if they're playing heavy mid, they're dedicating maybe 2, 3, or a third player into mid, then split towards B. Maybe take fast A main control. Maybe take A with a late lurk out mid. Maybe go late mid. There's a million options you can do. It's all about tempoing and defaulting to feel out that CT side before you really want to commit into anything.
Absolutely. And I have to ask you here, what is your prediction for map 2? Are we going to see a 2-0 for Neon Lights? Or are we going to even maybe see Nuke?
I'm going to go out here on a limb here. I'm going to say we're going to see map 3. I'm going to call a scoreline right now and say it's going to be 13-9 in favor of Oblivion.
13-9. All right. Okay. So you've made your prediction. I think I'm actually going to have to maybe agree with you, except I think I'm going to have to give it to Neon Lights. I think just the repertoire that Neon Lights roster has with the experience they have, I think I just have to kind of bode well more towards them. However, I would not be surprised if we do see a map number 3 of Ancient or Nuke, excuse me. Map number 2 is Ancient, the one we are about to see. I do believe. Are we ready to go? They're ready to go. All right, there we go. Map number 2, Ancient, now underway. Oblivion starting on that T side, Neon Lights on the CT side. And what do you think is the mentality of Neon Lights going into this? I mean, you almost lost map 1 there in fortunate fashion. I mean, what do you think their mentality is going into map number 2?
I think they want to set the tempo and set the energy early here. Like, they want to come out swinging, and they want to make it early. And J-Trop starting it off nicely with 2 kills out of cave with those goalies, and a bit of help coming from CT. And I think Neon Lights can close this one out here. It's going to be a huge confidence booster, but we'll see how it plays out.
Well, the answers it very quickly is they're going to find the retake good enough, and they're going to get the first round as well. And interesting little thing going on there towards the bomb. Looks like a little bit of answer between both Z-Bens and J-Trops. That's a good sign if you're a Neon Lights fan, you know. Not too upset after map 1. But with that pistol round, again, I was talking about it a little bit earlier before we went on break. I mean, Oblivion were able to get bomb down, so they are able to force back into this. It's like 9s as well. Not only that, even if they lose this round, they should be able to buy up once again on number 3.
Yeah, actually, interestingly, they're not going to force them this round. They're going to keep the money really good going into the first gun round and try and win it there. Here, it's just going to be fast cave, and he starts it off.
Yeah, and gotta give credit where credit is due there. Even only getting 1. A lot of the times you'll see a couple players, they'll stick around and try and get as many kills there as possible, but I'm glad Michu did get the 1 and back off. That's all he had to do there. He did his part. He didn't want to lose his life, maybe feed a couple kills in the favor of Oblivion. But good on him. I know it's the little things that do matter in a game like this. But with that in mind, of course, Oblivion now able to force back with these AKs, or not force, but buy. And is going to stick around on that MP9, of course, and you say this nade set from Z-Bands. I've seen, I think it was Lake do this quite a bit on M80 when he was playing towards that area of Ancient. Dropped, able to find the opener in the round as they were trying to take Speedway. Who is going to trade, though. Matrix a little bit caught off there. Didn't expect to see a second person swing. Michu is going to smoke himself off and isolate this. Bose is alone towards A. Nobody really is here. Closest to him is going to be Lone Star, but he's going to be towards Elbow. So this A site is wide open. And Bose could potentially get a timing error if he feels so lucky, but it looks like Lone Star started to read that there is a possibility that they've decided to come out towards A main. And sooner or later, I believe Neon Lights toward that B site will start to realize this as well.
Pulling the tempo here. They just trying to feel it out. Bose is so tries to get away in towards Donut. Fight is actually taken by Oblivion.
Yeah, but that smoke Donut not going to be all the way in there, so maybe there's a chance to work through it. They are waiting to get the bomb down. They're finally going to be able to do it, though. It's not going to matter if Lone Star's going to hit a shot like that through the smoke. Let's put a lot of pressure here on Oblivion. Crunched from all sorts of angles. They have actually slithered through the gap and found CT wide open. If they really wanted to, they can actually just haul all the way towards this B site, and that's exactly what Dudley's going to do, is he's now left into that 1-on-4 scenario. So he should be able to get bombed down here, but to clutch out the round, it's going to be a lot to ask for Mr. Dud. Not able to find one either. J-Chops picks up that AK. That's going to be Neon Lights. Taking down Oblivion. Round number 3.
Yeah, Neon Lights with good reactions there, and well, playing their life is really the big thing. Staying alive in Donut and that spam through on the bomb planner. Interestingly, it goes down there instead of maybe a little bit more tucked into the sight box, but just a great shot from Lone Star finding that one through the smoke.
Yeah, that fight really really put a lot of pressure on Oblivion. I mean, you're now down into a 2-on-4 scenario. You can't really get bombed down as that smoke's going to fade any second towards Donut. Not only that, you got everyone. Neon Lights surrounding you. A main was under control of theirs. Donut was taken by theirs. And well, Donut's actually going to be taken by Oblivion as they're going to rush right through. J-Drops is towards Big Box. Yeah, Oblivion have slowed this down. They've allowed that bait and switch to come through. Michu's actually thought they were going to be rushing right through. That's going to allow them to rotate over. This was going to be close towards Red. Run's actually going to find 2, but finally gets taken down by Chops. Well, he gets alone towards Lom, but he's able to find 1. He actually tries to stick around and maybe look for another. He has picked it up, though, and actually finds the head of Lone Star able to find him, and now it is just Chopped in a 1-on-2. Very low HP for him. He tries to really clutch out the round. A4 in hand. Both members of Neon Lights know where he's at, and there we go. Lone Star. I mean, oh.
Yeah, not the start you'd like if you're Oblivion. Speaking in obvious terms, of course. But Neon Lights with a great start to their CT half. 4-0 with 2 bomb plants given over. And Oblivion is going to be buying back here. It's going to be 5 rifles. And they're going to hop here, not the 5.
They're going to high up. And is in hand, of course. They're going to run right into this cave. Back off here. He is going to be put under that pressure. Let's find a second one. Maybe find it. Lone Star is going to go for this flank kill. It shuts down this cave aggression and punishes him for being alone. Running over towards middle. Decides to back off here. You've got the man advantage. You don't need to stick around. That's exactly what he's going to do. As he backs off towards red. It allows J-Puff to actually stay over towards his A site and way back towards CT. Not give up anything. And so far, very convincing CT side for Neon Lights. I mean, not really giving away too much. Not really putting themselves into bad scenarios. I mean, very textbook Counter-Strike.
A couple of things I want to point out from that early round. That Shelf Molly either landed on the lowest box or completely missed, and that's possible for Neon Lights to exploit if that's a consistent issue, being able to boost a player up on the shelf instead of going up to the boxes. Secondly, very quick aggression from the T's here in towards Cave, but not having elbow being a perfect flank by its Lone Star. Or with a potentially round-winning play from that.
And he's made his way through, but it drops. No, I'm not going to allow you to take red room. I'm going to take you out instead. Out of the round. Now doubly in both. But we have Hornet very difficult. Once again, Neon Lights, another convincing CT round. It's really building up their economy here. J-Trops has yet to die as well. Very convincing start for them. Then again, they did have a very convincing start on Inferno, so I don't want to necessarily say games that easy. And in that towards Donut, knowing there's a chance it could be on a low buy, but max long bonus is in play. They're going to have the full 5 Matrix. Oh, did Matrix just tap out T-Bands with a Jiggle Peek? That is incredible. I think we missed that, but we saw it a little bit from the wrong point of view, and there we go. Oblivion bomb site has been taken. And once again, this is one of those Oblivion rounds we've been seeing so far tonight, where it's just he looked kind of out of it, but then all of a sudden, in the span of really like a handful of seconds, it swung right back in their favor.
Yeah, I was just perplexed. I just heard the tap and then saw the kill feed, and there was one less CT in the server. Great openers from Oblivion. Great side hit, and wow, just great timings everywhere. Getting the opener, and then Cam coming up ramp there, finding the back of a CT, trying to tuck close to the smoke, and Neon Lights opting to save here. Makes sense. Trying that money up in a 2-on-5, no real point in going for what is almost always an impossible retake.
Terrorists win.
And with that, no 13-0 for Neon Lights, but it is going to be one round going in the favor of Oblivion. Looks like we are going to take a little bit of a tech pause, kind of figure things out here. And while we do that, I mean, so far, not really much to see of Oblivion's T side. I mean, outside of that previous round we just saw. I mean, what's something they really need to do different here? I mean, their T side is their best side for them.
Man, it's kind of rough to feel out. It's only been a couple of rounds so far, and not many of them have been gun rounds, but it's a convincing first one, and it comes off of the back of just seemingly just players hitting their shots. getting good openers, and then knowing the snap reactions to it. Here we're going to see a little bit of lower play from Oblivion. I like that tempo change. They were able to force a lot of CT util out on Inferno, and they're able to do that again here consistently on Ancient. I think they'll find a lot more success.
They have, and Michu's really sticking around here towards the opening of Jaguar. A little bit of a peek there, but he's going to get punished for it as Matrix takes him down. Dudley takes on Lone Star as well towards middle. Now a double man advantage for Oblivion. It's looking to maybe try and sort of aggressive here. He's going to be isolated, but oh my goodness, the swing from Matrix is just too OP tonight. Z-Bands barely even sees him as he gets executed. Only going to maybe take down Ronan, but not able to get that though. Ronan's going to be one step ahead, but actually Bose is 2 steps ahead. Takes him down instead. It is just J-Trops, 1-on-4. A little bit of an impossible task here as he's going to have to try and save that AWP. He saves that. He is going to be able to drop, I believe, 2 rifles as well for his teammates. But he's actually going to miss the shot. Matrix actually going to close it in a fairly clean round, honestly, for Oblivion. I mean, we saw this on Inferno. I mean, granted, we're only a couple rounds in, but do you think maybe we're seeing a repeat of the of map 1, perchance?
Seemed like a little bit of a slow start for Oblivion. And speaking of slow, I loved the tempo of that round. Oblivion just controlling the pace of the game and forcing the CTs to play at their speed. And speaking of speed, we're going to see an up-tempo fast into A here.
Yes, some of my friends used to call this the Anthony because they were so damn good at rushing this A site. Well, Oblivion are going to be trying to get that too. The Monster and Vernon are able to find one each of them. They can finally trade though. This one has been blown, and Amali not going to be able to stop them though, but it will stop Z-Bands. His Cam down instead. J-Trops lifted frag of Matrix, and now it equals Cam. And hold on, alright, round's done. Looked like there, for a moment, Oblivion had a chance to really get the bomb down, but Neon Lights were just picking them apart one by one by one.
That's a round-losing miss CT smoke. That landed on top of Temple. We caught it a little bit from the view of one of the CT players there, but it's... You have that smoke, and suddenly the 3v4 that they ended up in is a little bit more doable, but with no way to safely cross and get that bomb down. The XJ.
Yeah, that would have been an entirely different round we've been talking about here. Oh, which? Stop. I thought he was going to maybe try and take down Michu, but Michu runs for the hills back towards that bomb site. But let's take him out instead. Z-Man's with the trade, though. Cam's actually going to push up towards ramp. Maybe try and find a trade to claim the man advantage for them, but he's going to be good. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, they've made their way out to A. One of them can find one. Let's find a second one, but Dudley's actually going to take him down instead. Of course, Lone Star to rotate over towards CT. Bomb isn't here, though. I believe they have to pick it up. Yeah, okay. So, I believe Cam has not. Yes, he does. Cam has the bomb, so he's rotating over now. And with Z-Bands making his way down ramp, he's going to call for clear and for certain that B is not the play. But they don't have smoke towards CT, and with J-Drops here with that op, it might come back to bite them as Cam's going to try and figure out a way to maybe get through, but smoke does come out at the perfect time, allowing Cam to get to this site. Let's stick this bomb down now, but Z-Bands is on this long flank from A. A main. And might come back to bite Oblivion. Back towards A main. They're just going to be waiting here. They're going to be waiting to activate Z-Bands. Ronan's going to throw all this util and force them to make a play here. And yeah, they actually smoked A main on purpose to kind of like no one is A main. It's not going to matter though if Z-Bands is going to push out at the perfect time possible. Dustin's going to be able to live just barely behind the box, but it doesn't matter. Now in a 1-on-2, but the flick from Trops is good. Neon Lights with a very well thought out retake, extending their lead to 7.
Yeah, that was a good call to throw the A main smoke, feigning they're all going to be coming CT or Temple, or maybe like late Donut, but a lot of Z-Bands to just walk through that smoke and find the back of the head of the player playing big box. And Lights with a very, I've said the word convincing a lot, but a Very, very solid, convincing retake there, and Oblivion struggling to find their footing on map number 2.
Yeah, and Drops really putting the work in on Ancient. 10-1 concurrently. And overall leading the server. First to hit double-digit frags. Ronan the rest towards Donut as Top's trying to take that long-range fight. Not able to connect, though. Now Oblivion decided to get very aggressive towards Red Room, put Lone Star under that pressure. But a smoke grenade won't deny any sort of access to him. Now you have one down ramp. You have one playing in the middle of the site, maybe jiggling back and forth towards cave, and you have one aggressive towards A main. I mean, what do you think the call is going to have to be here for Oblivion?
I mean, when you're this heavy in mid, it's just got to be a mid play. It's either got to be Donut or up shelf. Maybe Housemark is a little bit crazy, but Z-Band's up from shelf is going to find too.
Yeah, a stellar 2K to find it at the right time as well. And all of a sudden, this mid hit has just collapsed. The hat trick for Z-Bands. Look at Neon Lights number 8. This is looking like a very different Neon Lights from what we saw on Inferno as well.
Yeah, it's the problem with going 5 players in one spot, is you have no other map control, and Z-Bands finds the gap, exploits the gap for 2.
And again, this is Group F. Neon Lights currently in the lead for it. And, well, I think if they beat Oblivion here, which I want to say has been almost confirmed at this point, I mean, it is only round 11 still. Might make them when you have Chop finding 2 kills like that, that might put that prediction into question. Now, Knights are on the back for the round. And with Ronan isolated towards CT, it's going to make things very, very difficult. J-Chop went aggressive and finding a pick like that, that's a way to start the round too. And I like this from Ronan. He's backing off CT, he's going to maybe play back towards Red Room, or not Red Room, Temple instead. Not try and give anything away. And this might actually be the play at the wrong time, in the wrong place, and Bo's actually going to find it instead. To be a round changer if Ronan finds that kill. The A site now choice of origin for this bomb to be planted. It looks like Z-Bands and J-Chops, they're actually going to go for this retake. 11-4 for Z-Bands and 11-1 for J-Chops, the 2 heavy hitters so far on Ancient. I believe Z-Bands might have heard a step towards A main. That's going to be Chopped going over as well. Looks like they're going to try to actually boost on towards Sign. Yeah, there we go. Both boosted up. So I'm sure maybe that is going to be a lingering thought in their heads. Smoke's going to be out as well to Molly as well. And oh, actually, they got 2 smokes to play with. That's going to maybe cut off this bomb site. They do have an HE on Chop, really just here from them. Can't punish for it. It both finds him. Kelly's going to find him as well. Here we go. Okay, very clean round and a good way to hold on to the util from Oblivion, because I think if they don't have the util there, that might make things very difficult.
I like the idea. Just dump nades on site and go for the ninja. Like, you have a buy here anyway. It's a 2-on-3, and they're going to be so tough. Like, you're not going to be able to just find the kills, and they're probably just playing a Crossfire, and they work. They're playing in Brokey and Boost, and it's a very, very awkward fight to take. So the ninja attempt is funny, and it makes logical sense.
Yes, indeed, and it looks like logic for Oblivion is going to be sending 4 all the way towards the bottom of B ramp. I think Michu actually tried to get a peek towards Speedway as well, but the Molly's going to cut his visitation short. Now they're going to creep bomb sites. Again's going to get taken out, though. It is just Michu now alone on this bomb site, but he's actually going to give it and play for the retake. The remaining members of Neon Lights are going to rotate over, but Michu's actually going to get punished. Exposed out in the open. Lone Star with another one. With bomb planted for ramp, all 3 remaining members of Neon Lights are going to be here towards CT. Lone Star fighting another one as well. It means very costly. J-Drops is expecting a flank to be put into action, but there is going to be no flank. They're all going to be towards this site. He's going to be burst. Chop's going to be put into a very uncomfortable situation, but he does have that smoke redeployed to get the maneuver as well. The Matrix able to find one, and he's just going to be both in a 1-on-2. Ronan and J-Trop's going to try and get his defuse. He's going to find one, tries to connect on the shot. He's actually going to find it as well. Both. The 1-on-2 is going to be perfect, and finds a 4th for Oblivion.
Look, all I'm saying is, what was the halftime score of the last map?
You know, you're right.
It was
You're
8-4.
absolutely right.
It was 8-4. I think this map still has a lot of rounds to be played. There's a lot of Counter-Strike left on the table here. Neon Lights with an incredible start to that half, and Oblivion with as best as you can have it, like great recovery. So the second half pistol is going to be very, very important.
Yes, indeed. And I mean, I'll be honest, I think I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast as well. I was a little bit worried about Neon Lights' CT side, and they have proved me wrong. You know, more like I said, more recently they had a little bit of trouble on their CT side of Ancient, but they've certainly stepped up and really turned it around, it looks like, for the most part, finding 8 as well. Now, they've got a lot of breathing room to make. Even if they do lose that pistol, that allows Oblivion to, you know, win a couple more rounds, of course, but not tie it up necessarily. However, you know, we have seen Oblivion go on a little bit of a tear here, reminiscent of the old Virtus Pro rosters from back in the day, known as the Plow. So can never count out them. We do have the pistol now underway. Cam, smoke in hand, hit as well. It's like a piece of util on everybody on Neon Lights. You don't really see that too often. They're going to exec towards his A bomb site. Matrix is able to find one onto Lone Star. Bomb is going to be going down now. Both's going to be rotating back from middle. We're going to have a double stack towards Temple as well, but these kills are going to be coming through very, very effectively. And it is going to be Chopped and Dudley now, trying to prevent Neon Lights from extending their lead here on Ancient. Hitting shots like that from Michu. Not going to matter. I mean, Neon Lights now finding number 9. And, yeah, I mean, a very convincing pistol for them, you think?
Yeah, Neon Lights, very, like you said, very convincing pistol. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard for Oblivion. They're going to be fighting against double-digit tier 6 round deficit, and first round is going to be super important. First round, that is. And Neon Lights, you just want to keep this as clean as you can. As clean as you can. You don't want to give Oblivion any of this extra, any of the extra elimination money. So, or possibly even like a Mac 10 Galil. I don't see the Galils or AKs. They shouldn't be dying here, but let those Mac 10s go, earn some money.
Yeah, but I do like this, though. I mean, they're playing this very slow. You know, they're not going to try and maybe throw away the rounds. They know how precious this is to really keep this many rounds ahead as possible from Oblivion. And with that, the Astralis stack that was towards this A site is going to be moving as a unit through T-spawn back towards B. They haven't taken this site either yet. Sooner or later, they're going to hear this, and yeah, they've heard it now as J-Trops is going to call that they're all behind him. They're going to run for the hills. They're going to try to shoot as fast as they can, but five from the Lone Star's able to find 2. A little bit of a dig there onto Michu, but it's not really going to matter if they're going to rush right through the smoke with these Mac 10s. Put that pressure to Dudley. Now it is just Boths. We're on 5. I'm not saying it's impossible, but there is a way for, oh, never mind. I'm sure we've all seen some pretty insane things throughout the history of Counter-Strike, but if Boths clutches that 1v5 and wins the round with no kit, no armor, only USB in hand, that would have been absolutely incredible.
HP doesn't matter. J-Trop's just swinging 8 HP, bullet to the dome.
Yep, and he's, again, a very big turnaround for him. I mean, he did pretty good on Inferno, but he's really doing good here on Ancient. As he's currently forcing in 3 into his team like even further. They're going to be rushing up with him off plate. Not respecting Oblivion whatsoever, but they respect him now as 3 kills, 4 now. 5. A very quick CT side defense from Oblivion as they're going to find number 5.
And I said, if Oblivion wants to have a chance in this game, that first round's got to be convincing. Granted, it's a bonus for Neon Lights, but still, now with the opportunity presented to break the T economy and force these Ts onto an eco. They win here, they win next, 10-7. Suddenly that feels a whole lot closer than 10-4 felt.
Absolutely. Neon Lights are still able to buy, of course, but this might break them. J-Trops does go down at the start of the round. Hamas sings very loudly. Maybe find another one as well. Matrix. Yeah, oh my goodness. Double kills so far. Bomb is down in the worst possible spot as well. You have the angle from middle to hold from top shelf. You've got the guy from cave to hold on to it as well. And you have a smoke to add on top of that to deny any sort of pressure. I don't know who had bomb there. I think that was J-Trops, but it's going to really cost him the round. Z-Bands goes down too. And now it's just Ronan and Lone Star to really try and collect their thoughts here and figure out how the hell to get back into this round, but it's going to be a very difficult one. And now Lone Star with it all to do against a full CT side defense of Oblivion, who really don't seem shaken. I guess they have. And Matrix, 3 in a row for him at a very crucial point in the map, too.
Yeah, Oblivion with 5 AKs here on the CT side. It's always funny. But, man, Matrix really doing a lot. Finding the bomb early and then doubling up off of the back of a FAMAS. Really, really good. That's what you want to see. And now should get a 7th here. No casting face, hopefully. But, yeah, I'm pushing Neon Lights to go.
Take a look at their Oblivion's money as well. I mean, they have 3 players at over almost 6K. They are putting a very good spot. I mean, it's a good thing Neon Lights get the bomb down at least for a bonus. But that's to build a bit of a lead here. That lead is starting to extend, actually. Is Oblivion are going to find number 7. And now the pressure. Still a couple rounds to go, of course, you know, to even tie up with Neon Lights. But, I mean, again, with that money, you know, like, look, Chopped 9.5K, Dudley almost 10K, Cam 9.5K. Both's got 5K even after everything he's bought. And to buy, their economy is good for at least the next couple rounds. And if Oblivion are able to keep winning this, and especially not even have to buy new rifles, you know, you have 5 AKs on your CT side, this might be a repeat of map 1.
Neon Lights with a late takeout mid. Like this change from them. It's a good decision change and good tempo change, and all in their favor so far is Neon Lights. 4 versus 2 man advantage, and a little bit awkward for Matrix, who does end up getting 1 at least. Exposing his position here in A main, but awkward retake.
We'll say for a second, Lone Star and Ronan were both low. Ronan taken out of the round. The 2 remaining members of Neon Lights are going to be rotating over towards that B bomb site, and Matrix is going to be very well aware of this. Half HP. He's got some util to work with. An HP grenade placed maybe in the right spot could take down Lone Star. Got a kid as well. And a flash. The endgame smoke will cost him to wait. Lone Star's going to be placed very close to it as well. So even if he's able to get 1 here, he should only be able to end it. There we go. Lone Star made his Matrix away. Neon Lights coming back with 11.
I got a little worried there when Lone Star on 23 HP was playing close to the game under smoke while Matrix had an HP. But Neon Lights does close it out. But now, big heavy hitter on map 1, Cam, has an off out on the CT.
Yes, he does, and he's been having a little bit of a quiet start to the round and the map, and actually, knife beat you start as well. Too much necessarily, but at HE, sure will, as Lone Star's going to be down to 25 HP before even sees the enemy player, and all this util, oh my goodness, is really doing the damage here. Michu's going to open the round, though, with the kill onto Cam. Work with, but Ronan through the smoking elbow. He's going to put that pressure, and he's actually going to catch out Matrix off guard, too. Almost get his knife out there. Forced to off and figure out what to do.
I'm curious.
Ronan creeping.
Sorry, I'm curious as to why Chop is still down mid there. I mean, Cam just died. We knew they were players shelf and caught out in the middle of bottom mid. And Lights now in a 4v2.
I think that had to have been a little bit of miscommunication there on the part of Oblivion. Allow one of your players alone with middle and well, hold on, Dudley on the AWP. He can roll away from Cam, but there was a chance there for Boths to get an equalizer kill onto Lone Star, who is very low HP. Dudley on that op. They know where he is at. Double peek from there. He knows where Michu is, and he knows where Lone Star is. He could pick up the pistol if he so chooses.
An
He
HE
decides to
too.
go for the A4. Ooh, this could be beneficial. But Lone Star's going to get his flank in wrong. Have his back. Oh, but it doesn't kind of matter. If Lone Star's low HP, Dudley, he picks up another rifle as well. That's a third weapon he's picked up in this clutch. And Michu has to play around the world. He knows where he at. Knows where he's at. And Dudley's going to clutch the 1v2. Finds it by the skin of his teeth. And Oblivion are not done yet. Finding number 8.
What is that clutch from Dudley? 2 great shots as they come up the ramp and then winning the 1v2 after his teammate goes down? The nade doesn't even find the low HP player, and instead he has to 90-degree flick to a guy that's not on his screen. Dudley with a huge hero play for the side of Oblivion.
I have to wonder. I think there's a little bit of a whiff there from Lone Star. I mean, like you said, Dudley wasn't even looking at him. He whipped the shot, and really, Dudley has to do is really just pray and hope next. Lone Star was very low HP. And exactly what happened there. What's happening right now is that look at this A site, and it's wide open for free. Chris Never is chopping. He's all the way down an elbow. This is a mixed buy, though, so it's not turning around yet. No favors Oblivion. Very dicey. Defense is going to be lurking back towards middle, seeing if there's going to be a flank towards A main, but he's actually going to make his presence known towards elbow. J-Drops is playing very close as well with this Deagle. Might come back to bite him as Z-Bands is going to get activated. He's behind them. Timing might be right. Oh, he shot a little too early, but it's going to be perfect as well as the distraction's going to be even better. This music is just collapsing. It's just bam. It doesn't even matter. It's Neon Light finding number 12. A very interesting dive.
And series point from Neon Lights. 12-8. A scoreline we saw before, but Oblivion have a... They're 1 round closer than they were before on Inferno. They start 1 round closer to a potential OT comeback here, but Neon Lights with a great read by Z-Bands, great A take, and as perfect as can be post plant and denial of the retake.
Yeah, and they're going to be taking this mid control very, very convincingly considering no one's home. 3 members are going to be stacking towards this A bomb site, 2 towards Zona. They've well taken it. Will allow Z-Bands and Co to actually move in towards Red Room. And Matrix has realized this, and so has Dudley. They are going to be kind of under Red Room. Dudley ding down very, very low to 33 points of health. Trying to stay alive as long as he can. Able to actually do better than that and find 2. And J-Drops and Michu. Oh no, a 2-on-4. They're going to take this B bomb site though, but they're going to be already in pass. And J-Drops, we've seen him clutch a couple times before. Just lost him. But again, here, he doesn't get the flank. Oblivion, find number 9.
We're getting it. It's getting interesting. It's getting interesting, Zeph.
Do you feel it?
I feel it.
You feel it happening?
Z-Bands 1,400 to the bank. Michu 1,600 to the bank. Not gonna be able to buy next. Oh no, I lied for fun. I can't read apparently. But Z-Bands 1,400. I was right about that one. It will be a save here. Z-Band's just gonna have to Mac 10 or maybe a Galil next round. But Oblivion here with a chance for double digits as long as they play solid.
Yes, indeed. And Cam, again, a very quiet Ancient. If he starts to wake up now, I mean, that could really start changing the tides for Oblivion. It might be gifted something here as Z-Bands is very close to him, but he's not going to make his presence known yet. With 3 out middle and having Michu over towards that beat area, some pressure. A shot from Cam will force him back, allows Z-Bands to skate with his life. But that B site looking to be the intended target. Bomb is still down though behind doors. Z-Bands is going to be wrapping around from T-spawn to try and come and collect that. Bose is playing a very dangerous game, playing this very close angle. Dudley's able to find one, Bose finding another one as well, put under this pressure. It's not going to matter if Michu's going to find him from ramp with the Deagle kill. 3-on-3. You're Oblivion. You're a little bit scared going into this now. That was a round. Really should have been a very comfortable win for them, but all Neon Lights need to do is convert this, and there's a series for them. smart. Matrix is able to find one, and the wallbane's going to be good. And you know what? Doesn't matter. Oblivion with a very clean retake. Oh, number 10.
Close it out in the end.
Rounds away.
Close it out in the end, and suddenly Oblivion are not out of this. Neon Light has to... Realistically, they gotta close it here. Their loss bonus is at 2,400. They're not gonna be able to get AKs on anybody into the next round unless Ronan decides to go no head armor.
Yeah, it's things are looking very dicey right now for Neon Light. Saw them choke a little bit on map 1, but it's a very eerily similar situation. You know, they have enough money to buy up around 23, but if they lose it, make things around 24 just that much harder. A site, it's actually going to be an A fake, as they're going to be creeping up towards ramp. The util is going to be working though. Moses decided to stick around though with the maid in hand. That was a chance to maybe take the kill. Moses is going to be slamming his desk after that one. That could have been a round changer there. Not able to find it. I'm going to be going down towards B. Of course, middle, that might be the nail in the coffin for Oblivion. A double flank as Lone Star is going to be in the CT as well. This is a very well-placed round, well-positioned round. Everyone on Neon Lights and Lone Star with the flank. It's going to be Oblivion Cam. Golden Light standing in the way of Neon Light. It's not going to matter. Dudley in a 1-on-3. Try and keep the dream alive, fully expecting it to be another member of Neon Lights here. Not flank, but it's not going to matter. And whenever the lights turn on, it's only going to be Neon to make it shine brightly. And it's going to be Neon Lights taking down Oblivion 2-0. Wow, what a series. What are your thoughts on that Ancient there, Frack?
Well, I was wrong. It was not a 13-9 in favor of Oblivion. It was a 13-10 in favor of Neon Lights. You're pretty close on the prediction. And honestly, like, I think Oblivion has a lot of takeaways. I think they can, like, obviously no one's playing for a loss, but I think they should be pretty happy with what they showed here against one of the top main teams currently in NA here, especially after all of their roster changes and mid-season stuff. This is a very good, like, first indicator stuff, from what I've seen. And I think if you're Oblivion, you have good takeaways. That's probably a good match to review. If you're Neon Lights, a little bit more uncomfortable than I think you would have liked. But a win is a win at the end of the day.
Yes, it is. And like you were just saying, I mean, this Oblivion roster, we were kind of looking at the numbers here. They've been going through a lot of roster changes as of recently. So, you know, coming into this match, we were thinking, oh, this could be a very heavy favorite for Neon Lights. But honestly, a very respectable showing from Oblivion, and I have a lot of hope for that roster. I think the 5 of them work very well together. We saw a lot of individual performances, but actually pretty good stretch as well and good reads. You know, and again, you know, I have to talk about Inferno once again. That mental fortitude to come back all the way, and even as the title puts it, another nail biter on Ancient. So I have to respect them with that, of course. Then again, Neon Lights were playing with a sub, of course. You know, Dax wasn't in the server tonight, but I do think regardless of that, Ronan played a very well, you know, for just kind of coming in there and filling those shoes. Dax is kind of there. But that is going to be it tonight. Do you have any other thoughts about this match, Frack?
No, I mean, I'm very happy with the game we were able to cover. It was a pleasure casting with you. First time ever doing that, and I look forward to hopefully working together again in the future. Make sure you go follow Crossfire on all of their socials below. Check out Click, one of the sponsors of Crossfire League, and I won't be back tomorrow, but we do have more action coming very soon, all throughout this weekend, I believe. So make sure you follow. Keep in touch, stay up to date with all of the Crossfire information on the Twitter, Discord, etc. And that's all I have.
Yeah. Have a great night, everybody. That's going to begin. That's Neon Lights taking down Oblivion 2-0. Have a good night, everybody.
I can't pretend that we're not meant. Oh, I think I'm overdosing. I think I'm overdosing. I'm overdosing. I think I'm overdosing. I think I'm overdosing. I think I'm overdosing. I think I'm
Yeah, it's greener on the other side. If you want another bride, saying that you got it tight, something that you'll never find. Hey, oh, another life, you gon' want another try, something like the other night, looking for another high. Hey, oh, expensive taste like a movie. Eyes only looking for the beauty. They don't wanna go if they know me. Maybe missing out an opportunity. Need a Uber X, to pick you up on the way. Oh, insecurities gon' make it hard for you to lay low. Switch yourself for someone else, you do it if they say so. Acting like you haven't seen you rolling with the halo. Yeah, said it's not on me. I know what I want, I'm just waiting for my calling. Yeah, you got a longing to make it with somebody, but lately you been stalling. Oh, lately you been stalling. Yeah, it's greener on the other side. If you want another bride, saying that you got it tight, something that you'll never find. Hey, oh, another life, you gon' want another try, something like the other night, looking for another high. Hey, oh, expensive taste like a movie. Eyes only looking for the beauty. They don't wanna go if they know me. Maybe missing out an opportunity. Yeah, the right one. Waiting for the right one. You won't ever find one, cause you're looking at the wrong ones. Passed up on the one that give you everything. Passed on the one that give you everything you need. Passed up cause you didn't see it on the screen, on the TV. Yeah, it's greener on the other side. If you want another bride, saying that you got it tight, something that you'll never find. Hey, oh, another life, you gon' want another try, something like the other night, looking for another high. Hey, oh, expensive taste like a movie. Eyes only looking for the beauty. They don't wanna go if they know me. Maybe missing out an opportunity.
Times we had, I see it now, I see it now. Real love, now I'll break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show. I see it now, I see it now. Real love, now I'll break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out.